next property is quotient of powers. So when dividing powers with the same base, keep the base and subtract the exponents. So here is the rule that we have to follow. Xm divided by xn is equal to x. Just copy the base, keep the base, and then we subtract m minus n. So if this is our example, 2 raised to 6 divided by 2 raised to 2, since we are dividing a monomial with another monomial and we have the same base, we keep the base and then subtract the exponents. 6 minus 2, which is equal to 4. And then 2 raised to 4 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is equal to 16. So when you divide powers, you subtract the exponents. So let's have another example. So remember, when dividing monomials, subtract the exponents. So here I have the same base, and we are dividing b raised to 5 by b raised to 2. Now remember, this property will only be applied if we have the same base. So keep the base and then subtract the exponents. 5 minus 2, which is equal to b raised to 3. Second example. So I'm going to apply the property here, m7 divided by m, and then n5 divided by n squared. So here we can keep the base m, then subtract the exponents. 7 minus 1, remember that you have exponent 1 here, so 7 minus 1, and then n5 divided by n2. Keep the base n, subtract the exponents. 5 minus 2, so we will have m raised to 6, n raised to 3.
Bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high to bring me down. Can't none bring me down. I said, 'cause I'm
Alright, next example, x cubed y7 divided by x2 y6. Again, let's apply the property here. X cubed divided by x2, that will give us x raised to 3 minus 2, and then the y7 divided by y6 is y raised to 7 minus 6. When you simplify this, you will have x raised to 1, or just x, and then y raised to 1, or y. So the answer for number 3 is x times y. Number 4, now we have here a coefficient of 81 in our numerator and a coefficient of 9 in our denominator. Now remember that when you're dividing monomial, we have to subtract the exponents. But when you're dividing a coefficient with a coefficient, we have to divide 81 by 9, just like we're dividing a regular number. So 81 divided by 9 is just equal to 9. And then A8 divided by A5. Now here we have to subtract exponents, keep the base, 8 minus 5. Same thing with b cubed divided by b raised to 1. So keep the base b, then do 3 minus 1. So you will have here 9, a raised to 3, b raised to 2. Alright, next example. Again, I have here coefficients 64 and 16. So when you divide, just divide like a regular number. 64 divided by 16, and then g2 divided by g raised to 1. Then h7 divided by h5. So now we have here 4 options. So first, let's divide 64 by 16. So 64 divided by 16 will give us 4. So based from the options, we can now cross out option 1 and option 2. G2 divided by G1, we just have to keep the base, subtract the exponents. H7 divided by H5, keep the base, subtract the exponents. So you will have 4 G raised to 1 H raised to 2, or simply 4 times G times H squared. Alright, next example. Um, for this example, I have again coefficient of 3 in our numerator and a coefficient of 3 in our denominator. So just divide 3 by 3. That's just equal to 1. M cubed divided by M cubed, you keep the base, subtract the exponents, 3 minus 3, and then N cubed divided by N squared, you keep the base, then subtract the exponents, 3 minus 2. 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. 1 times m raised to 0 times n raised to 1. But any expression raised to 0 is equal to 1. So I will have m raised to 0 is equal to 1 times n. So 1 times 1 times n is equal to n.